Tonight, you ready?
You're ready.
Call City Council meeting for Wednesday, August 6th to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Busse.
Here.
Thompson. Burbank.
Here.
Bogie.
Here.
McCann.
Here.
Svendy.
Here.
Rainey.
Here.
And Mayor Jessop.
Here.
We have 6 of the council and the mayor present.
Thank you. Would everyone please rise as Councilmember Burbank leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, we had a great reception tonight for City Administrator Busse, and now it's time to go to work. First thing on the agenda tonight is approval of the council agenda. There are no changes or corrections. With that, I would look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Dan, motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Don. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the council has been approved. We're now up to Mayor Jessop, and you do have some items tonight. Good evening, sir.
I do, thank you, Council President. First off, is a resolution declaring a state of emergency. So following the stormy weather, winds, and damage that it caused on July 28th, the following day, July 29th, I did sign a declaration of a state of emergency and asking that it be ratified by council tonight.
Thank you. Any questions on that? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Brent to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else this evening, Mayor?
I do happen to have one more thing, if you
Okay.
indulge me. So I've done a handful of proclamations since being sworn in. This one is a special one. And Chris told me early on that, you know, we don't read them because we don't want to set a precedent. It takes a lot of time. I'm making an exception tonight because I'm the mayor. That's why. So, it is my pleasure. Whereas Kris M. Busse has served our city as the city administrator since 2007, and whereas the city of Owatonna has benefited from the leadership provided by Administrator Busse, and whereas in February, City Administrator Busse announced her plans to retire after the first city council meeting in August, and whereas tonight's meeting is the first city council meeting in August, tomorrow, August 7th, will be the final day that Kris M. Busse will serve as Owatonna's city administrator. Now therefore I, Matt Jessop, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Owatonna, do hereby proclaim tomorrow, August 7th, 2025 as Kris M. Busse Day in Owatonna, and I encourage community members to express appreciation to Kris Busse for her service to the city of Owatonna.
All very much. You guys are gonna make me start crying again, and it means a lot to me. I've really treasured and enjoyed my time with all of you, and this means a great deal to me, so thank you very much.
Anything else this evening?
That's all.
Thank you, Mayor. We are now up to the consent agenda items. Consent agenda consists of city council meeting minutes, other board commission minutes, licenses, permits, and miscellaneous items all grouped together for the council to review prior to the meeting and vote collectively. With that, I will entertain a motion on these consent agenda items.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Doug. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the consent agenda has been approved. We're now up to action items. The first thing up tonight is the finance report. And for that, I turn it over to Vice President Doug Ross.
Thank you, President Rainey. The checks tonight above $20,000 for your consideration are as follows. $23,520 to Crane Creek Asphalt for asphalt. $30,352 to Hawkins for chemicals, $35,376 to L&L Street Rods and Sport Truck, that is for the police fleet setup for 3 different units. $109,197 to Nero Engineering, that is for the wastewater treatment plant upgrade and expansion. $970,412 to Rice Lake Construction Group, that is also the wastewater plant, pay estimate number 37. $153,564 to the Southeast Service Cooperative, that is the July 25 health insurance premiums. $21,935 to Summit Infrastructure LLC for manhole rehabilitation. $393,784 for other expenditures for a subtotal of $1,738,143. Add to that HRA housing assistant payments of $125,186 for total expenditures presented for your approval of $1,863,329.50.
Thank you. You've heard the report. Any questions? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Finance report has been approved. We have 6 resolutions tonight. The first one is 3.2.1, 38-25, adopt Steele County Hazardous Mitigation Plan. And with that, we go to Fire Chief Ed Hoffman. Good evening.
Good evening, thank you, Mayor and Council. Also with me, I have Kristen Saylor, the Steele County Emergency Manager, to answer any questions we have to go through this. But what I have before you is the request to approve Resolution 38-25 adopting the updated Steele County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan. A little background on this hazard mitigation planning and preparedness is the most effective instrument to diminish losses and reduce the impact of disasters on people and property. Mitigation plans are key to breaking the cycle of disaster damage and reconstruction. A multi-hazard mitigation plan is a requirement of the Federal Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000. The development of a local government plan is required in order to maintain eligibility for certain federal disaster assistance and hazard mitigation funding programs. In order for communities to be eligible for future mitigation funds, they must adopt this plan. Steele County, the City of Owatonna is vulnerable to a variety of potential natural disasters which threaten the loss of life and property within the county. Hazards such as tornadoes, flooding, wildfires, blizzards, straight-line winds, ice storms, and droughts have the potential to inflict vast economic loss and personal hardship. In 2013, Minnesota had some of the highest weather-related disaster claims in the country. This multi-hazard mitigation plan represents the efforts of Steele County and its local governments to fulfill the responsibility for hazard mitigation planning. The intent of the plan is to reduce the actual threat of specific hazards by eliminating the impact of damages and losses. So the budget impact of this, there is no direct impact at this time, but however, having this, as I said, makes us eligible for certain recovery funds, mitigation planning funds, and things like that, so. So with that, staff recommends the approval to adopt the Steele County Hazard Mitigation Plan. If there are any questions, you have to answer those.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Don. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, 3.2.2, Resolution 39-25. That is for a mini storage facility at 1980 Austin Road Southeast. And we go to Community Development Director Troy Klecker for that. Good evening.
All right, good evening, thank you. This is a request by Brent Caslow, Chris Beanie, and B3 Contracting to construct a mini storage facility along Austin Road. There is a B2 Community Business District, which does require this to go through the conditional use permit process. The site is shared with the neighboring property to the south, and they'll have an access and parking agreement between the two. They'll share the access and parking. It's a 9,800 square foot facility, and they will change the interior walls depending on the tenant space once they are identified. They are proposing a dry stormwater basin on the west side of the property for stormwater management. This did go to planning commission at their last meeting, public hearing. There was no comments made by any of the neighbors, and the planning commission did recommend approval with the 5 conditions there listed in the staff report. So staff would recommend approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Troy? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Doug, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Next up, we have 3.2.3, Resolution 40-25, amend the 2025 authorized signatures, and for that, we go to City Administrator Busse.
Good evening, and thank you. I guess the reason for this resolution is my fault. Due to the fact I'm retiring, you have to designate a new person to take on my role as the city administrator, and so we'll be updating that to Jenna Tuma, and staff would recommend approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Chris on this? Hearing none, I'd look for a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Don to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're now up to 3.2.4, Resolution 41-25, name responsible authority for data practices with Jenna Tuma, and once again, City Administrator Busse.
Thank you. Again, my fault. Due to my retirement, we need to name your new city administrator, Jenna Tuma, as the responsible authority for data practices for the remainder of 2025. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Chris on this?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Doug to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dan, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're now up to 3.2.5, Resolution 42-25, set a public hearing on September 2nd, 2025 for street reconstruction. And we go to Emily Burns for that, Finance Director. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Tonight we are requesting council approval to set a date for public hearing for comments on the city street reconstruction plan. And tonight I have Todd with Eller's Municipal Advisors here to go over that plan with you.
Sure. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Mayor, council members. Todd Hagan from Ellers and Associates. Nice to see you folks tonight. In front of the council, we have a resolution that sets a bond sale date for various street reconstruction projects in the city, some of which are being constructed as we speak, and also sets a street reconstruction plan hearing date. We also have a pre-sale report that you can see. Emily can send that over to you tomorrow, just to kind of give you a background of sort of the roadmap that we're on here. It's got details of the bond issue, and it actually has a schedule of events on there also, and some preliminary bond numbers for the bond issue coming up. We did talk to Shannon and Sean about various parts of the streets being reconstructed and reimbursement of some of those costs for the projects as well. We're still working through some of that with bond council, but what we got in front of you for the resolution, I think you're good to go for that tonight. From our initial review, looks like your current street reconstruction plan only authorized $2 million of bonds in 2024, and only included the Lynn Drive Southwest project in 2025. So we're recommending you approve a new street reconstruction plan, which we'll draft with your bond attorney and for staff review. It's a pretty simple financing street reconstruction plan that will include all of your 2025 street projects. This will also allow you to issue the bonds under one bond issuance authority, so more efficient going through this process. Again, we'll prepare the street reconstruction plan for public hearings that you'll set via this resolution for September 2nd at 7 o'clock. We'll be there for that to answer any questions, introduce the public hearing as well for you folks. And then we need to wait for a 30-day reverse referendum period to end on October 2nd before bonds can be issued. So again, the new street reconstruction plan hearing will allow you to finance all of your 2025 street projects under the new plan. So moving forward then, just FYI, depending on how staff would like to work this and also your engineers, you might want to consider holding a new public hearing at the beginning of each year to approve a new plan each time they're financing a street reconstruction and or overlay projects. So we've got the roadmap, basically. Some of the details of the bond issue are that we will be looking at issuing a 10-year bond, which is typical for Owatonna. The bond can be prepayable at your discretion on February 1st of 2033 or any date thereafter without penalty. It's going to be bank qualified, tax exempt, both federal and state. And we will ask for a rating from Moody's again. You currently have a AA1 bond rating, one notch below a AAA, so good there. We're hoping to keep that. So we'll have staff on a call with us at that point. They'll give us the questions, which is nice these days that they do that, so we'll be well prepared to answer their questions. And our elders will throw as much data at them as we can, just so they can get that through their committee. Again, this will be a general obligation bond. It's a straightforward approach. Owatonna's issued these, so it's nothing new for you folks. And it's generally the most cost-effective option out there. So the rest of this you folks can kind of take a look at. We'll use your bond counsel at Gutek Rock, main agent Bond Trust Services, and the rating agency of Moody's Investors Service. So tonight, I'm here for the pre-sale to set that public hearing and to kind of move forward with the bond issue. You'll see us again on September 2nd for the public hearing, and then you'll see us a third time on October 7th to award the bond sale. So in between all those dates, there's lots of work to do, so we appreciate staff time on this, and of course your time to see all this through. The estimated closing date will be October 30th, so it's a little slower process than just sort of issuing bond. We do have to go through this reconstruction hearing and then kind of wait those 30 days, so it's like an extra month that would normally not have to be taken. So I'll yield for questions. Lots for you to hear from me. You've done this before, issuing bonds, but we'll just walk you through all that the process as we move forward. So we should be good to go. Any questions from you folks for me?
Thank you. As it's stated in the report, staff recommends this hearing be set for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. Are there any questions from council? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Brent to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Doug. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
And I'd like to wish Chris a bon voyage.
Next up, we have 3.2.6, Resolution 43-25 to set the public date for public hearing to consider establishment of a Development District 22 and adoption of a development program for Development District 22. And with that, we go back to Troy Klecker.
All right, the city council did approve a financing incentive program for developers to help encourage single-family housing. We did agree that the way we would provide that financing would be is upfronting the cost of the hard surfacing of streets, curb and gutter, and sidewalks for development up to 5 years. And we were kind of waiting for a project before we actually technically put it all together here, because we knew it was going to be a difficult way of doing it. So with our with our legal counsel, the best way to provide this financing is through a loan agreement, and that would be paid back as lots are developed on an incremental basis with a balloon payment of 5 years. In order to provide a loan for a housing development, the city must establish a development district for the entire city where a public hearing is required. So this resolution is to set a public hearing for August 19th, which will be the next city council meeting. Again, this is just to set up the district. I think we've got a template here to use for other projects, should they come about. Separate loan agreement then would be provided for the council to adopt here once the district is established. So staff would recommend approval of this resolution setting the public hearing for August 19th.
Thank you. Any questions for Troy on this? Hearing none, I'd look for a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Doug. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're now up to the miscellaneous portion of the council meeting. We have 8 miscellaneous items tonight. The first is 3.3.1 garbage refuse hauler permit, Junk Solutions LLC. Can't have a last meeting without talking garbage. We go to City Administrator Busse.
That's right. I get all the good ones. So we have received all the necessary applications and fees, and staff would recommend approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Chris on this?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Don. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next is 3.3.2 on sale wine and 3.2% malt liquor license for Little Theater of Owatonna. And we go back to City Administrator Busse.
Yeah, you were giving me hard my last meeting, I will say. So the LTO, as you know, is our community theater on the West Hills campus. We have recently made some renovations to Merrill Hall, and they have some additional space that they'd like to use as a lobby reception area. And that is the premise they would like to use for the liquor license and have some cocktail receptions there. So we have the background check was completed. The chief has no objection to the issuance of the permit and the license, and we have collected the fees of $375, and staff would recommend approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Chris on this? Hearing none, let's look for a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Doug. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now it's the Sean Show. 3.3.3, street and utility project change order number 1 with Wenzel Construction. Sean Murphy, Public Works Director, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, we're asking for approval of change order number 1 for our 2025 street utility project. When this project was awarded, Wenzel Construction came in with a low bid of $1,809,000 and some change. It was roughly 17% under the engineer's estimate. Due to that lower than estimated project cost and Owatonna Public Utilities requesting to add on additional water main work in 2nd Avenue Southwest, going from Oakdale Street south to Oakdale Lane, we negotiated some contract pricing with Wenzel Construction to take that on as part of our 2025 street utility project. With the water main being replaced in 2nd, it was also a good candidate for the city to replace our sanitary sewer main as well. So we're adding that in as part of this change order as well. So the budget impact is an increase in our total contract value by $135,170. Majority of those funds will be either reimbursed by OPU or paid for out of our sanitary sewer fund. There's some minor costs that will be attributed to our operating budget. With that, staff recommends approval of the change order.
Thank you. Any questions for Sean? Hearing none, looking for a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now we're at 3.3.4, 2025 CIP overlay change order number 1 with Crane Creek Asphalt. Once again, Sean.
Thanks again. When this project was awarded to Crane Creek Asphalt in May, they came with a low bid price of $463,857, roughly 10% under engineer's estimate. Since bid was lower than the planned cost, we had a cul-de-sac Ridgeview Place adjacent to the project that we had deemed not suitable for a 2-inch mill and fill is what we're doing for a majority of the project. After working with the contractor and doing some investigative work, we agreed to, contractor agreed to a $30,697 increase to have a full pavement replacement as part of our CIP overlay project. The total cost with this change order would be $494,554.84. It is still under our engineer's estimate and in line with our budget amount for 2025 CIP overlay. With that, staff recommends approval of the change order.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Hearing none, look for a motion to approve. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan had a question.
I just have a comment. I like these last two miscellaneous items where we're getting more done for the same amount budgeted, unlike the next 4 items. Nice job, Murphy, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for Sean? Hearing none, look for a motion to approve. Motion by Don to approve. I'm thinking Dan here. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave, too many Ds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. The next 3 are change orders for the wastewater treatment plant. First is 3.3.5, change order number 22. Sean Murphy.
Thanks again. If it works for council, we can present all 4 change orders at one time.
That's fine.
And then follow up with questions after. Perfect. So we have 4 change orders in front of you here tonight, council. Our change order 22, 23, 24, and 25 for our wastewater treatment plant expansion project. Our first change order is a combination of multiple work change directives throughout the project, some credits, some increases that we had prepared over the last month. Change order 23, as we set out on this project, we planned for a significant amount of price escalation. I think when we went out to bid and wanted to document these differently, so we have some price escalation, a change in change order 23. That total increase is roughly $30,607. Change order 24, this came in towards the end of our project. It was a unique situation in which our primary digester lid removal that was a bid item in our contract. It was a unique, I don't think it was a fastening, but we have a 2-layered roof structure on our primary digester. There's a steel outer structure and then a diaphragm structure underneath. The two roofing systems were adhered together using liquid tar. Very unique application, not seen before by our engineers, nor the MPCA and our representatives 35 years of working through wastewater treatment facilities. This was not seen during initial assessment. It would have taken destructive means, so either puncturing the diaphragm to investigate or removing part of our existing roof structure. It's a very unique removal. There's only only a few contractors that will perform that work due to being a confined space, working with a flammable liquid that is more than likely going to be removed by burning off. So we reached out to 4 contractors, 2 refused to put in bid numbers for it. One was not able to get to it until I believe either October or November, and the remaining contractor could come within 2 weeks. So the budget impact for that removal is going to be $231,806.80. And finally, change order 25. This just came in at the end of the week due to an unknown condition of power feeding our sludge storage building, and there's an 8-week lead time, so we wanted to get this change order in so we could get the contractor moving on being able to order that control panel. The increase for change order 25 is $33,434.09. Total contract change, the total contract value would be $58,968,775, which is roughly about a 5.8% increase from our original contract. Just going back to some of our previous change orders, a lot of these are some unknown conditions, things we did not know, just like the unique situation with our primary digester lid. We've had roughly $300,000 to $350,000 worth of price escalation throughout the project. And we were, based on our engineering staff, which we do have Eric Meester here to answer any questions about these change orders and provide a quick update on the project. We've also been able to maximize downed equipment time throughout the construction and rehabilitation of a lot of our process buildings. So the 5.8% is definitely within line, but when we have some of those big ticket items of unknowns, like our blower piping, which was roughly $460,000, a failed retaining wall system that was a little over $400,000. From the project itself, those cost increases in terms of change order percentages is fairly minimal. So I'm happy to have Eric come up and answer any questions or answer any questions on any of these change orders.
Any questions for Sean on these change orders? Doug?
Sean, you are showing an incredible amount of patience with this. I think most of us are losing our patience with all these work changes. There's not much we can do about it, you can't finish it, so. But I'm sure hopefully you're putting the screws to them a little bit on some of these things.
And Eric can attest to it. Our lead project engineer, she's actually on vacation this week, but Jennifer puts a lot of time into ensuring that the city is getting every dollar that they deserve out of the contractors, and that we're not giving anything away. Every change order that we bring to you is fully recommended and vetted out by our engineering staff as well as our wastewater treatment staff, including Andy at our wastewater treatment facility.
So at some point, you're gonna come and say, it's finished, it's done, there's no more. Do we know when that might be?
And so with change order 24, it does increase our completion date from the end of October to the end of December, but substantially complete, having everything in, really hoping towards the end of November, and then working through closeout and punch list items from there until early 2025.
Are you gonna make it?
To complete the project? Yes, we will.
Well, good, thank you.
You mean completion hopefully by January 2026?
Sorry, it's 26, sorry, yes, correct.
Don McCann?
Just a quick question, Sean. In that work order change number 24, you kept using unique. Going forward in the future, are we gonna have potential issues if we have to fix something because it is so unique?
So we're getting an entire new lid for our primary digester, so it's the act of removing it. So this is, Eric can probably fill in for what we did on our other digester and the fastening method, but no, the idea is that it's being fully removed and we're building an entire new lid so that we won't have that issue going forward.
Okay, that was my major concern, if we're so unique.
And we won't be filling the annular space with tar.
Yeah.
A lot of these, the back half of this, probably the last, 6-8 months or so, we're getting into the rehab of the existing facility, and we're finding these kinds of surprises with leaky air piping, and, never seen or heard of filling in, to seal the digester, cover with tar like they did. My suspicion is that the original contractor probably got a little lazy and they were putting tar on the roof, and boy, what a easy way to just fill in the space was fill it in with tar. As opposed to how they probably should have done it, which is with a lot of sand and just a little bit of, maybe 6 inches of tar to seal it off. But they filled in all like 6 feet of depth in that lid. So it's a really big surprise. And, we've been vetting this for like a month, trying to find people who can actually do the work, because it's such a different, challenging scenario to deal with. Most people have never even seen that before, like in construction method.
Yeah, I guess I was just surprised that it's so unique that, with all the engineering drawings and everything that's going forward, that somebody kind of better.
I was up there when the contractor was doing the sample, trying to figure out what they had to do to take that cover off, and I was actually up there helping, and I couldn't believe, the deeper we, every 6 inches we take some out, we pull it out and clean their little makeshift core sample, and more rubber and tar, put it back in, take another, it was just all the way to the bottom, all was the solid tar. It's really unfortunate. What do you do, I get it, Doug, right, and to answer your question too, I would say, Don, is certainly things that, we're implementing in this project, and you guys are seeing it with 160 some odd work change directives. It's trying this time around to do it right, so that, our predecessors aren't asking some of these same kinds of questions, like what the hell did it?
And that's kind of where I'm gonna do is, with all the engineering drawings and all the things that we end up doing and your guys are doing, that sometimes people cut corners, and as long as you're doing it right, you can make sure.
And documenting it too, that's a big part of it, right? So sometimes it helps if you know, right? You can get them addressed in the documents and the contractor knows it. You can get it as part of the project and not have to deal with it like this. So that's something that we've been really focused on, is doing a much better job of documenting what it is we're doing, why we're doing it, so that, staff and everybody moving forward knows what's there and they can rely on it.
Super, thank you, I appreciate the time.
Any other questions for Sean? I would agree with Councilmember Voss. Change orders, my expectation is they're gonna become fewer and fewer. That's my expectation. Let's see what happens.
I would say one last thing, Kevin, on that is that, I think we've uncovered all of the scope of the work, I think has been uncovered now. So I don't think we're diving into new uncharted territories with the remaining work. So I'm not saying that we're not gonna have no change orders, but I don't know that we're gonna have big surprises now that we've got pretty much every aspect of the project exposed.
As long as we get a rebate at the end of $24.5 million, I think council will be happy.
I couldn't agree with you more.
With that, we will take these one at a time. The first one is 3.3.5. I would look for a motion to approve.
So move.
And to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next one is 3.3.6, change order number 23.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve that. Is there a second? Second by Brent. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Final one is 3.3.7, change order number 24. I would look for a motion to approve on that.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Brent to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Doug. Any discussion on that one? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Sean. Our final item tonight is 3.3.8 to,
We got one more.
25.
did I miss one? Oh, I'm sorry. 3.3.8, order number 25. Look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dan. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now, we're up to 3.3.9 and the user agreement with Verified First, and with that, we go to Emily Famert. Good evening.
Mayor, Council. Tonight, I'm requesting council to approve the Verified First end user agreement. Currently, we have our local law enforcement doing pre-employment background checks. And with some increased recruitment efforts, we are seeing pulling applicants from out of state more frequently, so we wanted to revisit that. And Verified First is a service that will allow us to tailor our background check processes to the position that we're hiring for, and it does integrate seamlessly with our recruitment platform, NeoGov, as well, so it will expedite the consent process as well. And the background checks will be more thorough. So the budget impact will be based on the number of background checks that we actually run through Verified First. And with vacancies and things like that, we're anticipating that budget impact for this year to be approximately $1,500. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Emily on this? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We're now up to staff report. Jenna, do we have a staff report tonight? Okay, thank you. So a staff report tonight is IT, Head of IT Operations, Ryan. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a few things I wanted to update you on as far as what we're doing in the IT department. With the news items you probably heard with City Hall and some of the cybersecurity things that they've been dealing with, I just thought I'd share with you some of the things we've been working on in that direction. It's obviously a hot topic and something very important that we've been working on. One of the things that we've been doing that you're well aware of is things related to multi-factor. You've worked with my staff, getting yourself set up. We've also been deploying an endpoint detection and response system. So that's basically just a little client running on the computers to look for and to report back to us if it sees any suspicious activity. We're getting very close to getting that done. I'm also a part of different groups through League of Minnesota Cities, the IT Professionals Group, and also through Minnesota Whole of State Cybersecurity Group. And so I get a lot of updates on what they're finding out through the St. Paul situation. And so we've been taking that information, double checking it against what we have in place. And I'm happy to report as of right now, we're checking all the boxes and we're good on all the things that they've seen happen with St. Paul. We hopefully should not see that because we've got our systems in place. There's also a list of what they call indicators of compromise, and they get back to us, so we're using that as well to check our firewalls and different things to make sure we have everything in place. Another thing that's been kind of coming to the forefront in our department is data requests. So with that, we're streamlining our process, looking at how we use our system to pull that information in a timely manner to be able to give those responses back to the public. Also, we're reviewing how we store our data, how long we store our data, all those pieces, and we work with the other departments to kind of establish how that's gonna look going forward. And the last thing that I just wanted to mention is we've obviously been doing a lot of work with our city administrator as we go through this transition period, trying to look at how we do our operations, where we store our data to make it easier for them to share information and work more efficiently together. So we made a lot of progress in that area, and so hopefully those transitions will go better in the future. That's it.
Thank you. Any questions for Ryan?
I've got one.
Yes.
You had mentioned different data requests that we've had. Could you give me an idea how much that's cost?
I can't give you a cost estimate. I mean, I can say for myself, time-wise, over the last few weeks, I've probably spent anywhere from 3 to 5 hours preparing those requests. And that's over a small period, so if those increase or if those, however that works out, it could increase or decrease over time depending on what's going on in our community, what people are looking for. But there's lots of different departments that get requests that I don't know about or see, so there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than just what I look at.
Thank you.
Anything else for Ryan? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We're now up to the public comment portion of the meeting. Please limit your comments to 2 minutes. Approach the microphone, sign in, and state your name and address for the record after being acknowledged by the council president. Speakers will be limited to 2 minutes to deliver their comments. Council Vice President Voss will be timing and hold up one hand after 1 minute 45 seconds to notify the speaker they have 15 seconds to complete their comment. Those speaking are asked to conduct themselves in a respectful manner as they deliver their comments. Audience members are asked to refrain from reacting to comments. City Council will not respond directly to comments in this venue or take immediate action in response to them. With that, we are open for public comment.
David Harrigan, 757 Churchill Drive.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, on behalf of Little Theater of Owatonna, on behalf of the Board of Directors, on behalf of all the patrons, management, and everyone, I just want to say thank you all for your continued support of the Little Theater as well as the arts in the City of Owatonna. We're just entering our 60th year, and we look forward to a continued partnership and at least 60 more. So we look forward to continuing to serve and entertain the city. So I just want to say thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris, now that you're retiring, there's an opportunity for you to be on stage.
There's plenty.
I could be a stagehand.
We need those too, so I want.
I might call you.
Jones, 995 Ridge Road.
Good evening, Gary.
Good evening. Since last year, we made some great headway trying to keep the public safe during the archery hunt. The one big change was the elimination of mapping. That was only 0.91 acres. When you look at it overhead, you can figure it out on the GIS tool that we all know about. Now, looking at Mineral Springs, from all the overheads, I looked at the north and south stand locations for the park. Now, one big improvement for 2025 over last year, we're now 150 feet instead of 100 from mowed grass, trails, maintained trails, or also from the edge of the park or public or private property. And when we looked at that, when I look at the season 2 stand at Mineral Springs, it seemed to kind of squeeze it down. I was not able to find any huntable space on that. Now, they probably will, but just on my very first look at it, I could not find that. When I looked at the first season stand, which is farther up the creek, I found huntable land there using the GIS system, taking back all the setbacks, the 150 feet and you know, from all the boundaries and that, but I only found 1.31 acres. Now, when I look at that, and I look at 0.91 acres of Manthe, it's only bigger than Manthe by about the size of my backyard. So it's bigger, but not very much. Now, I know this reason for the hunt is to reduce the size of the herd. I'm a farm, I know cull, and I get it. But if the only place you could get those deer was at 1.31 acres at Mineral Springs, I can kind of understand it more. But right now, you're taking them all out of Griesel, Hammond, and Knox. You guys, you used to watch me stumble up here for a minute and a half, but deer can go from Griesel to Knox in minutes. And so I humbly ask to try and vote again to remove the hunt from Mineral Springs. We're getting the deer anyway at the other parks. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak this evening? Seeing no one else approaching, we're now up to council comment. And first up tonight is Councilmember Busse.
Thank you, President Rainey. I do have a few things tonight. First of all, I wanted to thank OPD and the Owatonna Fire Department for the 19 night last night. I went out with an officer and she was fantastic. We had a great time. So many nice people in this town. It's fun to go meet them. So that was a great night, perfect weather. So that was great. Second item I wanted to mention was roughly a month ago, there was a little ditty in our local paper about the cannabis issue going on right now, and I just wanted to respond a little bit. Obviously, nobody's that excited and thrilled about that legislation, at least I wasn't. According to our legislators, it was poorly written legislation, which is evidenced by the fact that it's 2.5 years and you still can't buy anything. We've seen Albert Lee and Red Wing in the news in the last week, at least I did, you guys followed that. They've had some issues. I recently attended a seminar in Duluth on cannabis, and the moderator's most usual answer was, I don't know, we'll get back to you. So that's where that legislation is. So I guess what I wanted to really let people know per the article is the RPG group is something we have been working with. We're talking about it. It's an option that we can do. There's numerous other options. We're not 100% committed to it yet. And we're doing our best to keep up on it. It changes every day. So we're trying hard to keep up with that. And I think we'll make some good decisions, hopefully. Mr. Walbrand will help us make good decisions, and so will the staff. So that'll be dealt with at a little later date. Last item, obviously everybody's gonna say congratulations to Kris. Thank you very much. You've done a great job, and it's been a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, well said. Councilmember Burbank.
Pretty difficult to say any more than's already been stated, but Kris, it's been a pleasure to know you and to work with you. And I saw your daughter is expecting again, so you've got another grandchild on the way. So enjoy, and if I can give you any advice as a retiree, don't say yes to anything for at least 6 months. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Councilmember Volkey.
Nothing further to add.
Councilmember McCann.
I just want to kind of reiterate what Councilman Busse said about the night out. It was a good time. A lot of nice people. I wasn't actually in my ward, I was in another ward, but very open, very receptive. Final thing is related to Kris. Thank you. I haven't known you that long, but thank you for your leadership and guidance. You will be missed, but Jenna will do a great job.
Councilmember Spenby.
Kris, I remember sitting back on the interview committee when you were hired. Back in 2007, I was thinking, who's the city administrator from Waseca, and what can she bring to the city? All I can say is that you brought a lot to the city, and I won't go into detail everything that you brought to the city, but you are leaving the city in a better position from when you started. And again, that's why I thank you for what you've done for the community, and how much pride you have taken in your job and the culture you've built for the employees of the city. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well said. Mayor Jessop.
Again, just want to echo what was said last night about the night to unite. I got the opportunity to ride with Captain Sorensen. We had a great time. We had 27 to pick from. It turns out we were really social. We only got 3. but it was a lot of fun. So a great show of community in Owatonna, which we expect nothing but. And again, Kris, thank you. You know, again, like I said earlier, coming into this role, following the steps of someone who has been here for a long time, it could be a little daunting, but your availability, your advice, your willingness to listen to me and respond to me, treating me like an equal when I had no business being treated like an equal. You helped me to find my footing, and I owe you for that. And for every day that I'm here, a little bit of you is here. The same can be said of every person sitting up here, everyone that's on your staff, as long as they are here, so are you. Thank you.
Well said. Brent, you forgot to mention one thing. We got a big event that starts next week. The Steele County Free Fair.
There's that.
With the fair, it attracts a lot of people to our community. If you are choosing to drive out to the fair, please drive with caution. I don't care that the speed limit is 30. Slow down. Kids are excited to get to the fair, to get on the rides. Be extra vigilant, please. It's a great event. It's a fun event. Last thing we want to do is hear about an unfortunate accident after the fair. So please, please, please be aware of your surroundings. With that, City Administrator Busse,
Yes.
and I don't say that lightly. You've been so terrific. Administrators don't stay in a community for over 10 years. Most don't last after 7 years. The council gets sick of the administrator gets sick of the council, what have you. Kris has been such a complete team player with staff, with council, with individuals for all of these years, and you've always stayed above the fray. You don't make rash decisions, never have. Your heart is with Owatonna.
Absolutely.
Your time here is appreciated so much. The community thanks you for all of your efforts and energy. You will be greatly missed. I am excited for us moving forward, but there are some very, very big shoes to fill. God bless you. Have a long, healthy retirement. I could not ask for anything more. With that, I turn the comments to you for the final time.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor and Council, and wow, what an incredible night and afternoon it has been for me. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to hear from all of you, all of the people who came to my reception, all of the great things that the mayor said, that Kevin said, that Mark Walbrand said about me, and Greg Schultz coming out of retirement to give me his 2 cents, which is always welcome. But I mean, I feel so very blessed. And I had someone say to me, you don't always get to retire. And so this is an incredible blessing, and I'm just filled with gratitude. And nobody, everyone's thanking me for all of my work. Well, you don't do it alone, right? I have been very blessed to have a wonderful staff. All of my department heads, and Jenna has really pitched in to step up to be your next administrator. I mean, everybody on this team works hard every day for you and the community, and it is a passion of our employees. And this new culture that this council started is really a game changer for the city, and I think is gonna take you folks into the next level, and you guys are gonna do even better and better things. And I know Jenna can get you there, and I just can't express my gratitude enough. It's meant so much to me, and I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude and thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Administrator.
And it didn't cry, and I thought it would. So. Thank you.
With no other business before us tonight, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Brent Stenby to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave Burbank. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed?
Alright.
Aye. With that, I turn it over to Vice President Doug Busse.
Some parting words, Chris, on behalf of the council. We congratulate you and wish you the best on your retirement. You have performed your duties with class, poise, dignity, honesty, and dedication, and the city of Owatonna will always be better for it. So we thank you for that. And with that, I'm gonna make another motion to close the meeting.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Dan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.